episode of The Eating Vegan. Today, I'm going to show you how to make gluten-free vegan mac and cheese, and it's a really simple recipe. It's really quick and easy. Super excited because I have my easel, or I think you guys call it tripods here, for my camera. So yes, alright, let's get on with the video. So this is very new to me. This is the first video where I actually have the tripod going on, and it's a little bit different because I'm so used to like stopping and pausing and doing this and doing that. But as always, I always show you the ingredients that I'm going to use before I actually go and start the video, so we're going to do that now. I have already cut up my mop ingredients, as you remember, mushroom, onions, and peppers. I have, what I'm going to put in my macaroni and cheese today is I'm going to put in some Brussels sprouts, some broccoli. I already have that cut up too. And then I'm going to put some meatless pieces from corn in there. This is, it's pretty much like chicken bits. You can use it for stir fry. You can use it for what I'm going to do right now, macaroni and cheese. You can use it for soup. You can use it as like, it's very versatile. It's very diversified, and you can use it for just about anything. For gluten-free pasta, as always, I'm going to use perilla. I'm using rotini. I would have preferred to use the elbows, but they didn't have any in the grocery store, so we're going to use rotini. Now, for our cheese sauce, we are going to use, I am going to use anyway, remember, you guys are going to use your artistic license, and you guys are going to, this is just pretty much guidelines for you to understand and know that you can eat healthy, good for you, good for your body, good for the planet, and not sacrifice on taste. So anyway, this is what I'm going to use for my cheese-based sauce, and I will, I don't use measurements, so to speak, when I'm cooking, only when I'm baking. So as I'm putting this stuff in, as we go along throughout the video, I'll give you an estimate as to what's going on, but as you all know, I like to say use your artistic license, so I hope that you do that. So for my base, what's going to happen here is I'm going to start cooking, and I'm going to put my, my stuff together. I have more things I need to put in this pan. I already chopped up my garlic. My garlic's in this pan, and I'm going to, I'm going to get the quote-unquote chicken cooking. I'm going to get my broccoli, my Brussels sprouts cooking. And then once everything's all done there, I don't know if you can see it or not, I also have my pot set up for my gluten-free pasta. Remember, when you cook, if you decide that you're going to use gluten-free pasta for this, that you have to put salt into the water so that the pasta doesn't stick. So this is what I'm going to use to make my cheese sauce. I have quite a few different ingredients here, but I think it's going to work out really well. I have this Nature's Promise Organic. It's from Stop and Shop. I accidentally bought vanilla. I really wish I bought plain, because unfortunately this is going to be a little too sweet for me. If you like it on the sweeter side, if you're kind of a sweet tooth sugar person, you can absolutely 100% buy this. I don't even know why I bought the vanilla. I think I was just like in a daze that day. I usually do buy the bigger one that you find in the refrigerator case over in obviously where the dairy products are, the milk and everything. I just saw this and I was like, I'm going to buy this because I typically waste that big half gallon of soy milk. So I got this. This is going to be obviously the main factor of our sauce. And then I'm also going to put in a little bit of Vegenaise. It's actually going to give it this taste. I'm using Tofutis, better than sour cream. This is a really good sour cream, and the taste to it, if you ever want to try this, you really, really should, because the taste of this, I think, just outdoes even, your traditional dairy sour cream. My daughter actually really likes this kind, and my daughter is a big dairy freak. Alright, now for cheeses. We are going to use, I told you in my last episode, Tofu Scramble, that I discovered this new line of cheese, the tree line cheese. I have right here scallion. I thought that it tasted really good in my tofu scramble, so this is going to be in this recipe also. I'm hoping that the end results will actually go and make this recipe pop even more than it already does. I also have Follow Your Heart, which is the Vegenaise again. I have mozzarella and I have cheddar. And then I have from them, I have also their Parmesan cheese. Remember, all this stuff is dairy-free, all this stuff is gluten-free, all this stuff is non-GMO. And I think there was one other thing I wanted to put in there. Oh, if you want to put nutritional yeast flakes in there, you absolutely 100% can. I have some. I'm not going to dig in my cabinet for it, my spice cabinet for it. I'm not going to put it into this recipe, and the only reason why I'm not putting those nutritional yeast flakes, So the only reason why I'm not going to put these nutritional yeast flakes into my recipe right now is because of the fact that I really want to try this out. This right here is just like fantastic. I can't believe how good it tastes. And you know, it has ingredients in it that I'm capable of digesting that makes it taste just like superb. You know. All right, we're gonna get to cooking now. We got all, so these are gonna be my ingredients that I'm gonna use to make my macaroni and cheese, that I'm gonna use to make my cheese sauce. And I'm gonna put in there, I'm gonna use my mushroom, onions, peppers, my Brussels sprouts, my broccoli, and my corn pieces. Now, if you wanna obviously take this and do something different with it, you are always more than welcome. This is just here to help you guys out so that you can understand that being a gluten-free vegan or being gluten-free or just want to take a break from the food that you're used to eating, you absolutely 100% can, and the results are pretty good. Sometimes maybe it doesn't look good, but it absolutely tastes good. And we're gonna get started with cooking. So I'm gonna actually start my pot for my pasta because of the fact that this actually is a really simple, quick recipe. I'm gonna turn on this. I have my garlic in there, and I'm gonna put in there, because I'm using chicken, I'm gonna put in there my extra virgin olive oil. If you're following along with me and you wanna know the exact measurements, that's gonna be a little bit less than 1/4 of a cup. I'm gonna also put in there, because of the fact that I'm using chicken, I'm gonna put a little bit of, if I can find it, here it is. I'm gonna put a little bit of sherry wine sauce in there. I'm going to say with this, you're probably going to put about a tablespoon in. And I also want to put in my not chicken bouillon cubes, just so I can really make the flavor of everything pop. I'm debating as to whether or not I want to put in the Worcestershire sauce that I like to use. I might go and do that. After I actually get everything going. So now we got this. We have to put in our seasonings. Obviously, you know, salt, pepper. I am going to put a little bit of, actually, you know what? I am going to put a little bit more sherry wine in here because, so the corn chicken actually has a tendency to absorb a lot of the fluid that's in the pan. So I'm just going to put a little bit more extra sherry in there. And paprika. I don't know what it is about paprika. I just really like it when I'm cooking. I think it like really adds flavor to these vegetarian meats that normally probably might not have the type of flavor that people are used to. Oh, I just found my parsley flakes. So we'll put some of that in there. And I am also going to put in a little bit of cilantro. And I think that's good. So what I want to do is I'm going to put in, obviously, my mop ingredients. And I'm going to let this saute up a little bit, just so that my mop ingredients get a chance to soften and to add flavor to this recipe. Okay, so that's going to saute up. And I gotta say, like, I'm really super excited to have, like, the tripod. I keep on wanting to call it an easel, but that's on me. I don't know why I want to call it an easel. But I'm really excited to have it. This is a learning curve for me. And so that's boiling already. So this is a learning curve for me. I'm used to like having the camera holding it, blah, 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 and then turning the camera off. So right now, like I have this whole scenario and this whole situation where it's like I'm not doing that. So just bear with me. It's steps, you know, it's steps, and I'm learning as I go. I am also going to put in my broccoli and my Brussels sprouts. And give that a quick stir. And then I'm going to open up my meatless pieces and get this going in here. What's going to happen is this recipe is going to pretty much cook quickly, stuff that I want to put in there. Which, I mean, that's awesome, right? We're going to cover this up. I don't know what it is with me, but I like to cover things up when they're cooking, especially if they're frozen. Alright, so this is great. We have this going on right now. We're going to wait for the chicken and everything to cook, which should probably take, I'm going to say honestly, it's probably going to take no more than like 8 to 10 minutes. And then we're going to start making our sauce. I think it's pretty important that if you are going to follow along, that you know, and you're going to make a mean, that you do get these ingredients. You obviously don't have to. So, our vegetables and our corn meat pieces, they're getting there. They're cooking. They're smelling really, really good. So that's great. Once our vegetables are cooked enough and the meat pieces are actually cooked enough, we're going to start on our sauce. I can see also that the water is boiling for the pasta, and that's great too, because the way I like to time it is as soon as the sauce is done and ready, I like the pasta to be ready, and then I like to put everything together to actually just get it going. This right here is actually a really simple, easy dish. This right here is actually a really simple, easy dish. I know to an outsider who's not used to, like, first of all, cooking, because I know, like, in our day and age and in our society that everybody's just so used to going out to eat and having other people cook for them, that this might look a little bit complicated, because there's, like, 4 different types of cheeses. There's, you know, soy milk, and there's veganese, and there's sour cream. Just keep in mind, though, this is not as complicated as you think it is. You're just not used to it. This recipe is going to take probably about 20 minutes to make. And it's going to hopefully taste really good. I'm going to take the package off of the tree line nut cheese. Again, I have scallion. They have regular plain cream cheese, which I didn't really want to put cream cheese in here. I kind of want to put this in here because I really enjoyed the taste of it from the tofu scramble. I'm just going to open this up real quick, get this ready to go, and then throw out the garbage. I'm really excited that the warm weather is here. I'm really big into gardening, and I have a bunch of plants, a bunch of herbs that are just like coming up. I have oregano, I have pumpkins and carrots and broccoli and cabbage and chard, and what else do I have? I just like a ton of other stuff, and like everything's growing. Like I think my lettuce is almost ready to be eaten, so that's kind of cool. I also have, what else do I have? I also have, I have spinach. I have peppers. Oh my god, I'm so excited about the peppers. I have 3 different types of peppers going on right now. I have green pepper, jalapeno peppers, yeah. And I also have these Spanish hot peppers. I'm really into spicy food. I mean, this is looking good. This is at the point where I think that we might be able to start adding our ingredients into there to make this a cheese-based sauce. I'm going to zoom in real quick so you guys can see what this is looking like right now. Can you see it? Ah! And there it is. Yeah, that looks great. I'm going to do now, I'm really not happy that I bought vanilla. Like, I wish I just bought plain because there wouldn't have been any sugar in there. Like, this has, oh yeah, so sugar is actually the second ingredient besides the soy milk. But we're going to make it work. So here we go. There is our soy milk. As far as the ingredients for the soy milk goes, I'm going to say you're going to need about a cup of soy milk for this, especially if you have like some of your fluid from when you started cooking. I'm going to say also, as far as sour cream goes, you're going to need about a half a cup of that. And then for veganese, we are going to use, I'm going to get a new spoon, hang on one second. Then for veganese, we are going to use, I'm going to say, 2 healthy spoonfuls of it. And that should take care of that. I'm going to put this over, I'm going to put that there. And now what we're going to do is because of the fact that this new product that I'm using, likes to melt too. I'm gonna say 1 healthy spoonful. 1 healthy spoonful. Yeah, it's a lot of help for you guys. I'm actually gonna say it looks like about a third of a cup for the tree line cheese. Also about a third of a cup for the sour cream, and about a quarter of a cup for the veganese. And now we're gonna put in our cheeses. The Parmesan cheese, you are going to use, again, a quarter of a cup of the Parmesan, quarter the shredded cheddar shreds. And then a quarter of a cup of the mozzarella shreds. This is going to be done before our pasta is. That's not really the biggest deals. Now, what we want to do is also, we want to turn, so when we started cooking, I probably should have told that to you guys before. When we started cooking, we had this on a medium-high heat. So now we're going to lower this to a low-medium heat. And we're going to let these cheeses and the rest of our ingredients kind of like melt and start to form a sauce. Looks very creamy. That tree lime cheese is like, I'm not so, I mean, obviously it's my first time using it. Well, this is my second time using the tree lime cheese, but I know before it gave my other recipe just an extremely awesome taste. You're gonna mix it really, really well. Like, you gotta make sure that everything is mixed, that it's dissolved. That tree lime cheese wants to not dissolve, but it's getting there. Alright. That looks great. So now we have this on a low-medium heat. We don't want it to cook too fast because we still need to cook the pasta. I'm going to take this back over here because I don't like my counters to be a mess. I'm kind of a neat freak. I'm going to put these ingredients away, and I'm going to put, before I do that, I'm going to put the pasta in. Now, the pasta, it's gluten-free pasta. If you're not used to gluten-free pasta, depends on the brand, and it depends on the shape of pasta that you buy as to how fast it's going to cook. I have rotini. Rotini takes kind of a long time. It takes probably about 10 to 15 minutes to cook. Whereas if you had bought elbows, that would have taken like 5 to 8 minutes to cook. Spaghetti from Barilla, the spaghetti from Barilla, the gluten-free vegan one. No. Spaghetti from Barilla, the gluten-free, that takes about 8 to 10 minutes to cook. So you just got to be mindful if you're using the gluten-free pasta, because depending on the type of pasta that you buy is going to depend on how long it takes to cook. Rotini takes a longer time than most to cook. These guys, this is boiling, which I don't really want it to boil, but that's okay. So our sauce with the rest of our ingredients had came to a boil, which is what you want. You want the sauce to come to a boil. You don't want to keep it on a boil. You want to turn it down to like a low heat. You want to let it kind of simmer, because simmering is really going to help it out a lot. When you simmer things, I'm going to put some salt and pepper in here. When you simmer things, it gives it a chance for the flavor that's in it to have a little bit more longevity in it, and it's not being boiled out immediately. It's given a chance for a lot of these ingredients to be balanced, because if you keep it on a boil, what's going to happen is the ingredients what's going to happen is the ingredients that are the strongest are going to end up having the most dominant flavor, whereas where you simmer it, all the ingredients pretty much have a chance to blend together and to meld and to make a really balanced tasting sauce. And this is looking really good. We got our pasta going over here. And remember, just use your artistic license. You know, if this is a recipe that interests you and you'd like to like check it out and you want to do it, you know, exactly how I'm doing it, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to go and you want to like, see, I love spicy things, like I said earlier, but I can't really put a lot of spicy, I can't put a lot of spice into the cooking because I have to cook for my family, and they, well, not a lot of them like spicy things. So, I mean, I'll put some cayenne pepper or something spicy into my own bowl after everything is cooked. But if you want to go and you want to put like jalapenos in here or habaneros, or you know, just like do it up with even like buffalo sauce, like you can make a vegan gluten-free buffalo chicken macaroni and cheese dish. Like that's pretty cool. So right now our sauce is pretty much done. It's just staying warm. Everything's melted. It's simmered and it's doing its thing. We're just really waiting right now for the pasta. So even though I said earlier that it takes under 45 minutes, actually it takes under 25 minutes. We're just really waiting for our pasta to get done. As always, if you have any kind of like suggestions or ideas for future shows, or if you took this recipe and you went and you did your thing with it, obviously I would love to hear about it. Like, I'm so excited. My nephew Steven, I was talking to him the other day, and he was telling me that he made tofu scramble, and I was like, oh my god, no way, that's so cool. So it's really like, it kind of just like, I feel like I glow a little bit when someone's like, hey, I went and did this recipe, and I went and did it like this. Because Steven went, he took the tofu scramble, and I guess he put curry in it and some other stuff in it with cauliflower. So he made his own, but I had given him the idea to go and do this. And then my other friend, who I'm Facebook friends with, he tried my chickpea salad recipe, and he was telling me about it, how it was good and this and that and blah blah blah. So it's just a really good feeling that I'm here and I'm doing this, and I'm trying to like just be I guess. So it's just a really good feeling that I'm wait, take two. It's just a really good feeling that I hear these things. It's like, no way, because I only have 14 subscribers, and it is what it is, and that it's just a really good feeling to hear these things, that people are actually like being more proactive, that they're really trying to have a healthier diet and being more conscious of the things that they put into their body. So Steven, Jason, thank you so much. Our pasta is just about done. Now, I want to remind you, because you probably won't be able to see me do this because my sink is behind the camera, is when the pasta is done, for gluten-free pasta, obviously when you boil it, you have to make sure you put salt in it, because if you don't put salt in it, it's going to go and it's going to stick, and it's not going to be... Something about the salt and the chemistry, when it's boiling the gluten-free pasta, keeps it to a consistency where it's very reminiscent of regular pasta. Now, another thing that I do that you don't necessarily have to do is, after I drain it, I do put some salt and pepper on it, and I do put some olive oil in it, and I shake it up a little bit, just to make sure that it keeps that firmness, because gluten-free pasta is kind of a tricky thing sometimes, and I've tried just about all of them. Barilla, like I said in another episode, is, for the price, it's great. It tastes great. The thing is, though, also you have to be careful with Barilla, or if you get even like Stop and Shop's brand, is after a day, it's going to turn hard again, like it's been uncooked. So you need to make sure that whatever you're cooking, if you don't want to waste money, or if you don't want to waste food, that you're kind of like eyeing how much pasta you're actually using. And there you have it. Our gluten-free, vegan macaroni and cheese. I feel as though I'm doing an extreme close-up. Hang on, I'm going to step back, and then I'm going to zoom in, and then I'm going to try to get yay! And there it is, our vegan, gluten-free macaroni and cheese.